vciso-au Cyberwatch, 23 December 2025. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief, powered by vciso-au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Yeswanth Bodeda DW Report, ANZ. None Australia 300 Australian medical documents are up for sale. News from Deep Web, Dark Daily Web, NASA data breach, Spanish teleradiology data, and source code leaked National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. The United States Independent Space and Aeronautics Agency has allegedly had sensitive data exfiltrated from an official server. The breach specifically targets a dump related to the agency's collaboration with Spanish teleradiology services. A collection of medical imaging data and internal management system files were posted to a cybercrime forum on December 22, 2025. SIRH Mexico data breach. Sensitive employee records leaked. Soluciones Integrales en Recursos Humanos, SERH, a Mexican firm specializing in human capital management, payroll processing, and recruitment, has reportedly been compromised. The incident involves the alleged exfiltration of administrative data specifically pertaining to the company's operations in Chiapas, Mexico. Probit Global Crypto Exchange targeted in alleged data breach. Probit Global, Probit, a prominent international cryptocurrency exchange with significant operations in South Korea, is reportedly facing a data security incident after a database allegedly belonging to the platform was put up for sale on a cybercrime forum. The seller claims to possess 700,000 rows of user data, offering the full collection for a price of $2,500 USDT. Alleged sale of VPN access to a Turkish university, alleged breach of data to Win Systems, alleged access for sale to a $200 billion oil and energy company in Western Europe. One hackers exploiting .onmicrosoft.com domains to launch. Toad scam attack. Cybercriminals are increasingly abusing legitimate Microsoft infrastructure to bypass email security controls and conduct telephone-oriented attack delivery, TOAD, scams. Attackers exploit the default .onmicrosoft.com domains automatically assigned to Azure tenants. Using these domains, threat actors send malicious Microsoft invites that appear to originate from trusted Microsoft addresses. The technique relies on setting up a controlled Azure tenant and distributing invites to targeted victims. Instead of attaching malware, attackers place social engineering lures directly in the message field of the invite. These messages commonly instruct recipients to call a fake support number to resolve billing issues or confirm subscriptions. Researcher Jay Karai observed that this approach avoids traditional attachment-based detection mechanisms. Because the emails are routed through legitimate Microsoft infrastructure, they inherit high domain reputation. This allows the messages to bypass many standard email gateways that would normally block similar content. While Microsoft Defender for Office 365, MDO, often flags these emails as high-confidence phishing, relying solely on automated detection remains risky. Attempts to mitigate the threat using external identity B2B access restrictions are ineffective against this attack method. The attack does not require victims to accept the invite or authenticate, as the malicious content is already visible in the email body. Once the notification reaches the inbox, the social engineering payload has already been delivered. Security teams are advised to deploy a custom exchange transport rule, as blocking the entire domain would disrupt legitimate Microsoft traffic. Researchers recommend using regex-based inspection of the message body, auditing traffic before enforcement, and whitelisting legitimate partners or requiring custom domains to avoid service disruption. 2. Hackers. Using phishing tools to access M365 accounts via OAuth device code, threat actors are increasingly targeting Microsoft 365 accounts using a growing attack technique known as OAuth device code phishing. The method abuses the OAuth 2.0 device authorization flow, a legitimate Microsoft feature intended for devices with limited input capabilities. Attackers trick users into entering device codes on Microsoft's real login page, granting unauthorized access to M365 accounts. Once access is obtained, threat actors can take over accounts, steal sensitive data, and move laterally across networks. The campaigns involve multiple threat groups, including financially motivated cybercriminals and state-backed actors. Attacks typically begin with phishing messages containing buttons, hyperlinks, or QR codes that initiate the device code workflow. Victims are redirected to fake pages displaying device codes disguised as one-time passwords or security tokens. Users are instructed to enter these codes at Microsoft.com Charter Device Login, a legitimate Microsoft authentication portal, increasing trust. By September 2025, OAuth device code phishing became widespread, marking a sharp escalation from earlier targeted activity. Proofpoint identified Squarefish2, an updated phishing framework that automates device code attacks using QR codes and attacker-controlled servers. Squarefish2 sends a fake authentication email followed by a second message with the device code, enabling large-scale abuse even by low-skilled attackers. A second tool, Greyfish, uses Azure app registrations and reverse proxies to conduct adversary-in-the-middle attacks, capturing credentials and session tokens after MFA. The attack workflow relies on phishing emails posing as document shares or security alerts, often sent from compromised or lookalike domains. Once a victim authenticates, the attacker's application polls Microsoft and receives an access token, providing full M365 account control while evading traditional detection. Defenders are advised to restrict or block device code authentication via conditional access, enforce compliant devices, and retrain users to avoid entering device codes from untrusted sources. 3. Rising insider threat. Criminal groups pay employees for sensitive access. Cybercriminal syndicates are increasingly abandoning brute force attacks in favor of recruiting insiders within targeted organizations. Darknet forums and encrypted messaging platforms show a surge in advertisements soliciting employees from banks, telecom providers, and technology companies. Threat actors are offering payments ranging from $3,000 to $15,000 for internal network access or sensitive data. This shift reflects a major evolution in cybercrime, allowing attackers to bypass perimeter defenses by exploiting human vulnerabilities instead of technical flaws. Recruitment campaigns often combine financial incentives with psychological manipulation, targeting greed, dissatisfaction, or financial stress. Some darknet posts use emotive messaging, reframing insider betrayal as a path to freedom or financial independence. A campaign observed in July specifically targeted disillusioned employees, encouraging them to escape the endless work cycle. These campaigns promise 5- to 6-figure payouts for insiders willing to provide long-term or recurring access. The financial sector, especially cryptocurrency platforms, is a primary target for insider recruitment efforts. Threat actors have sought insiders at major crypto exchanges, including Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, and Gemini, as well as consulting firms such as Accenture and Genpact. High-value data is especially lucrative, with one listing offering 37 million user records from a crypto exchange for $25,000, enabling phishing and account takeover attacks. Traditional banks are also targeted, with listings offering payment for access to US Federal Reserve-linked systems and transaction data from Central European banks. Some schemes propose salary-like arrangements, such as $1,000 per week to insiders at tax agencies, providing continuous data access. Technology and telecommunications firms face aggressive recruitment, with offers of up to $10,000 for cloud provider insiders and $10,000–$15,000 for telecom staff capable of enabling SIM-swapping attacks. Ransomware groups are now recruiting insiders directly via platforms like Telegram, prompting organizations to strengthen defenses through behavioral monitoring, UEBA, darknet surveillance, and strict least privilege access controls. Ransomware victims, United States Cedar Valley Services, non-profit community and support services, Iran Taminsho.com, industrial manufacturing, Spain, Grupo Olé, agriculture and food production, Denmark Fries and Moltke, Architecture, Design and Engineering, United Kingdom British Holiday and Home Parks Association Ltd, Hospitality and Tourism. Final note from vciso-au, Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Yeswanth Bodhidar.